thanks for checking in. I guess this is like episode 3, I guess part 2 of assembling the engine. Last episode I got the rods and the pistons all, you know, mounted up and torqued down, but I still need to put the accessories like the water pump, oil pump, the rear main, get the pickup tube and the oil pan bolted up. So that's all I'm gonna be working on today. I'm just gonna kind of clean up the surfaces and get everything bolted up. Basically just get it ready to actually mount in the car, because I'll probably do it how I removed it, install the short block, and then put the head on in the car. I'm gonna be kind of playing around with the video, doing some like slow-mo shots. Be sure you have your settings at 1080p at 60 frames per second to get the best effects. Let me know in the comments if you like how it turns out. Might do it in more videos. Alright, so I'm about to put on the oil pump right now, and just real quick to let you know what I did, I actually pointed it out and shimmed it to kind of almost free little mods to help just improve the oil lane efficiency of the stock pump. That hole right there, actually ported that out. The stock hole is maybe half that diameter. It's really weird. It's like a hole inside of a hole. It's really small. So I opened that up so it's kind of symmetrical somewhat, and then right here where I'm pointing at, if you take this out, there's actually a spring in there, and that's what actually controls the pressure output of the pump. So I took this out, I took the spring out, and I put a washer. So one washer is supposed to increase about 10 psi. So I increased the pressure and I increased the volume by opening that port. So increased volume, increased pressure should equal for a more reliable oiling system, hopefully. So I ended up picking up a new water pump gasket. I was gonna try to reuse the original one, but it actually swelled up to the point where it was just too hard to install it. I was just fighting it, and you kind of get an idea there, just how much bigger. It was a pain in the ass. So I just picked up a new one. It was like $3. Original water pump. I don't really see a reason to replace it, so I'm just gonna clean it up, throw in a new gasket, and roll with it. Alright, so I'm going to work on putting it on the rear main. Just like the oil pump, you put a very thin coat of like RTV or you know, just some sort of gasket maker, but very, very thin. It's important. It's very important because if you put a thick bead, you know, if you tighten it down and it kind of sandwiches out, you don't squeeze out the sides where it's visible. Well, it's most likely also doing that internally inside of the engine. Like for example, if you put a bead on the oil pan, tighten it up, and it's oozing out, that's probably oozing out on the inside, and more than likely it'll probably break off, end up in the oil, clog up the pickup tube, you know, lose oil pressure, stuff like that. So very, very thin coat, don't overdo it. Okay, so I got the oil pump, the water pump, the rear main all bolted up. So the next step before I get the oil pan on there is I have to do something about the pickup tube, and I could not find anyone locally that had a pickup tube gasket. So what I actually did is I picked up some sheets of like just gasket material that you can cut stuff out yourself. Let me show what I'm talking about. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I had to get like this entire roll. It was like $8, and all I need is like a, I don't know, a 2-inch little square piece of it. So I'm gonna open this up and kind of trace out what I need and cut out my own little gasket for the pickup tube. So there's the pickup tube. I cut a little square section of it. I'm just gonna kind of trace it out and just cut out exactly what I need. Alright, so I taken it off. I got it round enough. I think that'll be just fine. I might clean it up a little bit right there. But yeah, that should work out pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to work on installing the pickup tube. It just takes two 10mm nuts here and two stubby 10s in the back up to the girdle. That guy. Alright, I'm going to go and tighten this first and then secure it to the girdle. So I'm pretty happy with the way the pickup tube gasket turned out. So now that I got that mounted up, I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe down the block and prep the oil pan, just get it ready to bolt up. I was thinking about siliconing the oil pan, but a gasket was like 20 bucks, so I just got a new gasket. Surprisingly, for being a cheapy Felpro, it looks actually pretty good. It's like thick rubber material. It's not like a cork or something cheap like I was expecting. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of prep the surfaces and get the gasket and the oil pan bolted up. Alright, it's kind of starting to look like an engine again. I'm going to flip it over. Ooh. I'm gonna work on putting in that block guard. Basically, you just have to tap it into place and get about 2mm below the deck level. Basically, just to make it look cool, I'm going to kind of thread in the ARP head studs. Probably have to take them out anyway when I go to install the engine because it's going to be too tall. I just want to see what it looks like. There it is, guys. It looks fucking awesome. It's probably thumbnail worthy right here. Probably take a bam. That's all I need right there. And I'm loving the way it's looking. But yeah, since if you saw the video where I took it out, I dropped the block on the ground and slid it out from under the car. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that with the head studs on there. So I'm just gonna, you know, just bare block, put it in the car, and then put the studs on the head in the car. But yeah, man, it's looking really good. I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. So I gotta do the flywheel and the clutch. Got the XTD Stage 5. It's supposed to be good for 400 horsepower, and in the description it says it's the strongest clutch on eBay. But let's see how that holds up. If anybody's tried one of those XTD Stage 5 clutches, let me know in the comments. Curious to see if anybody's had any luck with those things. Alright, I guess that just about wraps up this video. I want to thank all my subscribers. As of a couple weeks ago, I officially hit 1,000 subs, and it amazes. I I did not expect to hit 1,000 subs in the time frame that I did, but I did, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I had, you know, I just didn't expect that. So yeah, just thank you all for the support. It really motivates me to just keep going, keep creating content and getting stuff out there, and just keep doing what I'm doing. But I think a lot of my subs are actually LS guys, so coming up in 2019 I'm gonna try to get back into the LS platform, because here lately I just like been doing side jobs on LS's every chance I get. That's where it all started with me, actually. LS engines, that's where I got the bug to start, you know, modding and fixing stuff up, is with LS's. So it'd really be cool to get back into that, get back to LS's and do it all over again, you know, just create a whole bunch of content. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.